Welcome. Today we're diving into the fascinating world of signal transduction pathways. These are the essential communication routes inside our cells, allowing them to sense and respond to their environment. Imagine a cell as a busy city with messages constantly being sent and received to keep everything running smoothly. Signal transduction pathways are like the city's communication network, ensuring that information flows efficiently. In this video, we'll explore what these pathways are, why they matter, and how they impact everything from growth to immune responses. Let's begin our journey into the microscopic world of cellular communication. Signal transduction is the process by which a cell converts one kind of signal or stimulus into another. This usually starts when a signaling molecule like a hormone or neurotransmitter binds to a receptor on the cell surface. The binding triggers a cascade of events inside the cell, leading to a specific response. Think of it as a relay race where the baton is passed from one runner to the next, each representing a different molecule in the pathway. This ensures the message is delivered accurately and efficiently, allowing the cell to react appropriately to changes in its environment. Receptors are specialized proteins located on the cell membrane or inside the cell. Their main job is to detect signaling molecules outside the cell and initiate the signal transduction process. When a signaling molecule binds to its receptor, it causes a change in the receptor's shape, which then activates the next step in the pathway. This is similar to how a lock changes shape when the right key is inserted, allowing the door to open. Without receptors, cells would be unable to sense their surroundings or respond to important signals. Signaling molecules come in many forms, including hormones, neurotransmitters, and growth factors. Each type of molecule is designed to carry a specific message to the cell. Hormones, for example, travel through the bloodstream to reach distant cells, while neurotransmitters act quickly between nerve cells. Growth factors help regulate cell division and development. The diversity of signaling molecules allows cells to communicate in highly specialized ways, ensuring that the right message reaches the right target at the right time. There are two main types of receptors: cell surface receptors and intracellular receptors. Cell surface receptors are embedded in the cell membrane and interact with signaling molecules that cannot cross the membrane. Intracellular receptors, on the other hand, are found inside the cell and bind to molecules that can pass through the membrane, like steroid hormones. This distinction is important because it determines how the signal is transmitted and what kind of response the cell will produce. Once a receptor is activated, it sets off a chain reaction inside the cell known as a signal cascade. Each step in the cascade involves different proteins and molecules passing the message along. This amplification process ensures that even a small signal outside the cell can produce a large response inside. It's like a domino effect, where tipping the first domino causes many others to fall in sequence. This efficient relay system is crucial for the cell's ability to respond quickly and accurately. Second messengers are small molecules that play a key role in signal transduction pathways. After the initial signal is received by the receptor, second messengers like cyclic AMP or calcium ions help spread the signal throughout the cell. These molecules act as internal messengers, ensuring the signal reaches its intended target. By amplifying and distributing the signal, second messengers make sure the cell's response is both fast and effective. Protein kinases are enzymes that add phosphate groups to other proteins, a process called phosphorylation. This modification can activate or deactivate proteins, allowing the cell to control various functions. In signal transduction pathways, protein kinases often act as key players, relaying and amplifying the signal. Their precise regulation is essential for proper cellular responses, and errors in kinase activity can lead to diseases like cancer. While kinases turn signals on, phosphatases do the opposite. These enzymes remove phosphate groups from proteins, effectively turning off the signal. This balance between kinases and phosphatases ensures that signals are not left on indefinitely, which could be harmful to the cell. Proper regulation of these enzymes is crucial for maintaining cellular health and preventing abnormal growth or activity. Protein-coupled receptors, or GPCRs, are one of the largest families of cell surface receptors. They detect a wide range of signals, from light and odors to hormones and neurotransmitters. When activated, GPCRs interact with G proteins inside the cell, triggering various signaling pathways. These receptors are involved in many physiological processes and are common targets for medication. Enzyme-linked receptors are another important class of cell surface receptors. These receptors have an enzymatic activity that is triggered when a signaling molecule binds. A well-known example is the receptor tyrosine kinase, which plays a key role in growth and development. When activated, these receptors initiate a cascade of phosphorylation events, leading to changes in gene expression and cell behavior. Ion channel-linked receptors, also known as ligand-gated ion channels, open or close in response to the binding of a signaling molecule. This allows ions like sodium, potassium, or calcium to flow into or out of the cell, rapidly changing the cell's electrical state. These receptors are especially important in nerve and muscle cells where quick responses are needed. Intracellular receptors are found inside the cell, often in the cytoplasm or nucleus. Steroid hormones like cortisol or estrogen can pass through the cell membrane and bind to these receptors. Once activated, the receptor hormone complex can directly influence gene expression, leading to long-term changes in cell function. This pathway is slower than those involving cell surface receptors, but is crucial for regulating growth, metabolism, and development. One remarkable feature of signal transduction pathways is amplification. A single signaling molecule can activate many downstream molecules, resulting in a large cellular response. This ensures that even tiny amounts of a signal can have a significant impact. Amplification is achieved through cascades involving enzymes like kinases and second messengers, making the process highly efficient and sensitive. Cells receive countless signals, but how do they know which ones to respond to? Specificity is achieved through unique combinations of receptors and signaling molecules. Each cell type expresses a distinct set of receptors, allowing it to respond only to certain signals. This selective response ensures that the right actions are taken at the right time, preventing confusion and maintaining order within the body. Cells often receive multiple signals at once, and they must integrate this information to make appropriate decisions. Integration occurs when different signaling pathways converge, allowing the cell to process complex information. This is similar to how our brains combine sensory inputs to form a complete picture of our environment. Integration ensures that cells can adapt to changing conditions and coordinate their responses effectively. Just as important as starting a signal is knowing when to stop it. Termination mechanisms ensure that signals are turned off once the desired response is achieved. This can involve degrading signaling molecules, deactivating receptors, or removing second messengers. Proper termination prevents overstimulation and allows the cell to reset, ready for the next signal. Feedback regulation is a way for cells to fine-tune their responses. In negative feedback, the end product of a pathway inhibits its own production, preventing excessive activity. Positive feedback, on the other hand, amplifies the response. These feedback loops are essential for maintaining balance and ensuring that cellular processes remain under control. Classic example of signal transduction is the insulin signaling pathway. When blood sugar rises, insulin is released and binds to its receptor on target cells. This triggers a cascade that allows cells to take up glucose, lowering blood sugar levels. Disruptions in this pathway can lead to diabetes, highlighting the importance of proper signal transduction in health. Nerve cells use signal transduction to transmit information rapidly. When a nerve impulse reaches the end of a neuron, neurotransmitters are released and bind to receptors on the next cell. This opens ion channels, allowing ions to flow and generate a new electrical signal. This process is essential for everything from muscle movement to thought. Growth factors are signaling molecules that regulate cell division and development. When they bind to their receptors, they activate pathways that control gene expression and cell growth. Proper regulation of these pathways is vital for normal development and tissue repair. Errors can lead to uncontrolled growth and cancer. Immune cells rely on signal transduction to detect and respond to pathogens. When a pathogen is recognized, signaling pathways are activated, leading to the production of molecules that help fight infection. These pathways ensure a rapid and coordinated immune response, protecting the body from harm. Plants also use signal transduction pathways to respond to their environment. For example, when a plant senses light, signaling pathways help it grow toward the light source. Other pathways allow plants to respond to stress such as drought or attack by pests. These mechanisms are crucial for plant survival and adaptation. Signal transduction pathways have evolved over millions of years, becoming more complex and specialized. Early single-celled organisms used simple signaling systems, while multicellular organisms developed intricate networks to coordinate activities between different cell types. This evolution has enabled the diversity of life we see today. Many diseases are linked to problems in signal transduction pathways. For example, cancer can result from mutations that cause signaling pathways to become overactive, leading to uncontrolled cell growth. Other diseases like diabetes or immune disorders can result from faulty signaling. Understanding these pathways is key to developing new treatments. Modern medicine often targets signal transduction pathways to treat disease. Drugs can block or enhance specific pathways, correcting abnormal signaling. For example, cancer therapies may inhibit overactive kinases, while diabetes treatments can improve insulin signaling. These targeted approaches are revolutionizing healthcare. Scientists use a variety of techniques to study signal transduction pathways. These include genetic engineering, imaging, and biochemical assays. By understanding how these pathways work, researchers can identify new drug targets and develop better therapies for a range of diseases. Genetic mutations can disrupt signal transduction pathways, leading to disease. For example, a mutation in a receptor or kinase can cause the pathway to be constantly active or inactive. Understanding these mutations helps scientists develop targeted therapies that address the underlying cause of the disease. Signal transduction pathways play a vital role in development, guiding cells to form tissues and organs. During embryonic development, precise signaling ensures that cells differentiate into the correct types and arrange themselves properly. Errors in these pathways can lead to developmental disorders. Cells constantly monitor their environment for signals such as nutrients, toxins, or changes in temperature. Signal transduction pathways allow cells to detect these changes and adjust their behavior accordingly. This adaptability is essential for survival in a constantly changing world. Cells don't work in isolation. They form complex communication networks, exchanging signals with each other to coordinate activities. These networks are essential for processes like tissue repair, immune responses, and maintaining homeostasis. Disruptions in communication can lead to disease. Signal transduction pathways often interact with each other, a phenomenon known as crosstalk. This allows cells to integrate multiple signals and produce a coordinated response. Crosstalk adds another layer of complexity, ensuring that cells can adapt to a wide range of conditions. Timing of signals is just as important as their strength. Some signals are brief and trigger rapid responses, while others are sustained and produce long-term changes. Cells use various mechanisms to control the timing and duration of signaling events, ensuring that responses are appropriate for the situation. Signal transduction pathways are often organized in specific locations within the cell. This spatial organization ensures that signals are delivered to the right place at the right time. For example, some pathways are confined to the cell membrane while others operate in the nucleus or cytoplasm. Cells can adapt to persistent signals by reducing their sensitivity, a process called desensitization. This prevents overstimulation and allows cells to focus on new or more important signals. Desensitization is achieved through mechanisms like receptor internalization or modification. Signal transduction pathways are essential for maintaining homeostasis, the stable internal environment of the body. They help regulate processes like temperature, pH, and glucose levels. By constantly monitoring and adjusting these variables, cells keep the body functioning optimally. Cancer often involves mutations in signal transduction pathways that control cell growth and division. These mutations can cause cells to grow uncontrollably, forming tumors. Targeting these pathways with specific drugs is a major focus of cancer therapy. The brain relies on complex signal transduction pathways to process information, store memories, and control behavior. Neurotransmitters and their receptors play a central role in these processes. Disruptions in brain signaling can lead to neurological disorders. Heart cells use signal transduction pathways to regulate heartbeat and respond to changes in blood pressure or oxygen levels. These pathways ensure that the heart beats in a coordinated and efficient manner. Malfunctions can lead to heart disease or arrhythmias. Advances in technology have revolutionized the study of signal transduction pathways. Techniques like live cell imaging, high-throughput screening, and computational modeling allow scientists to observe and analyze signaling events in real time. These tools are accelerating discoveries and improving our understanding of cellular communication. Personalized medicine uses information about a person's unique signaling pathways to tailor treatments. By understanding individual differences in signal transduction, doctors can choose therapies that are most likely to be effective. This approach is leading to more precise and successful treatments. The study of signal transduction pathways is a rapidly evolving field. Future research will focus on uncovering new pathways, understanding their interactions, and developing innovative therapies. As our knowledge grows, so will our ability to treat and prevent disease. Let's recap what we've learned about signal transduction pathways. These pathways are essential for cellular communication, allowing cells to sense and respond to their environment. They involve a complex network of receptors, signaling molecules, and cascades that ensure precise and timely responses. Understanding these pathways is crucial for health, disease treatment, and scientific discovery. Signal transduction pathways are at the heart of life itself. They control everything from growth and development to immune responses and brain function. By studying these pathways, we gain insights into how our bodies work and how we can intervene when things go wrong. Their importance cannot be overstated. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the world of signal transduction pathways. We've explored how cells communicate, the key players involved, and the impact these pathways have on health and disease. As research continues, our understanding will only deepen, opening new doors for medicine and biology. Stay curious and keep exploring the wonders of cellular communication.